Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 143 of Trials and Trebuchets. I'm your dungeon master, Luke, joining you today from a closet. And joining me, not in the closet, but in their own personal closets. Weird. But is my players.
Same.
My living room is not a closet, but hi, my name is Ben, and I play the level 7 gnome wizard Windsor Wallaby, along with his cuddly little companion, Mr. Wiggles.
Meow.
Hello, everyone. I'm the other person inside the closet, trapped between clothes and such, and these things that might be filled with bugs, but who knows? Who cares about that, I guess.
She's talking about
Carla.
egg sacs, by the way.
Stop.
Beautiful.
It's me, Carla, and I play the level 7 Tiefling Roguelock Integrity Isla Adelberry. All eyes on me in the middle of the room just like a circus. When I swallow that knife, everybody's gonna rip just like a circus.
Hi, I'm Sarah, the person responsible for
Goodness.
telling Carla that bugs can lay eggs inside foam sound panels, and I sincerely regret that. I also play Mira Marchand, the level 7 half-elf bard. We had a lovely dinner with family. Time to make it stressful again.
Hi guys, it's me, Sam. I think I'm the only person in the group who doesn't have those foam panels, so I think I'm safe. And I play the level 7 human sorceress, Sarah Neb Cinderman, the host with the most.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students and their parents met up for dinner. They helped little sisters try to get early dessert, tried to convince parents of the campus's inherent safety, explained winter work placement to humble cow farmers, and acted the role of gracious host and totally not relative of the Idleberries. After dinner, street magic shows, and idle chat, the party came to its close. However, Mira stayed behind and began to privately confront Serenepth about her trip to the Sunken Hatch. This is where we see ourselves now, today, on this moment. We are in Serenepth's dormitory. The folks have just gotten out of the room. Presumably, Mira, you told your parents to that you would catch them in a moment, or not even a word, and just stood here. But
No, I said I'd catch them in a moment.
okay. But we see Mira Marchand standing near the entryway to Serenepth's dorm. And Serenepth is in the process of cleaning things up and wishing her guests a good night. And that's where we left off. Please take it away, folk.
Why were you in the hatch?
Straight away, I see.
There's a very loud clink as she was about to lift one of the cups from the little saucer, but just kind of hearing that kind of made her freeze, and it kind of dropped it again. It didn't like break, but it just sort of, it was a very loud noise.
Just clinks back down on the wooden table.
Yeah.
The cold air outside kind of rattles the windows. Mira, your arm begins to feel warm, warmer than regular, which is already fairly warm, like a sunburn. But you start to feel like the goose pimples on your left arm.
I thought we had agreed to talk about this tomorrow after everything was done.
Well, everything is done now, so can we talk about it now? I don't think that you were ever going to want to talk to me about this, so what were you doing in there?
I think she's done very well in trying to like keep her cool for the entire evening. Definitely hosting has distracted her, but now that it's kind of coming back up, she just kind of takes a seat at the end of the table. And she looks over to Mira at the door, and she just sighs heavily. I was going to talk to you about it tomorrow when I have my thoughts straightened out.
Because it really felt to me like you were just avoiding the conversation. Look, there was blood on your shoes. My arm started to hurt. Like, it was very obvious what was going on here. Why?
Because I wanted to protect Angelica.
What does Angelica have to do with the hatch?
Do you want to sit down? You're sort of just kind of standing in my entryway, and it's...
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I probably should. And I think Mira's gonna come and, like, sit across from Serenep. And
So you're
like kind of cross her legs and like not necessarily in like a I'm confronting you anymore kind of stance, but more in like let's sit down and talk about this kind of stance.
So are you sitting like, because Serenup's sitting down at like the end of the table, so are you sitting down at the very other end of the table? Because that's quite a good image.
That's very good. Yes, I think she is.
Y'all kind of like is like picking up the stuff that I have not picked up yet, and just like just kind of moving like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm helping out with stuff.
Yes, Yogg is in fact here, cleaning things up idly.
They're like pretending not to listen.
Yes.
They are 100% listening.
Hearing perceptors off.
Okay. So, when I had gone over earlier this evening to talk to Angelica, just because of everything that had happened last couple of days and the duel, I went over to just comfort her, and I found out that she had taken some things from the hatch.
Oh, motherfucker. What things?
She had grabbed some like random odds and ends from Teb's room, like, and she was wearing
A necklace?
yes.
Fuck. Okay. Did she? Okay, because I put that necklace on when we were in the hatch for the first time, and it was a very bad situation with all of the visions and everything. Did she say anything about that to you?
Yeah, when we went down there, me and her, I just wanted to get a full story of everything because I was worried. And she had, from what you had told me about your visions when we had all first talked about it, it sounded pretty similar. The whole everyone you know and...
Yep. And yep. I know.
Yeah.
Did she put it back?
We got everything back to Teb's room. We went down further into the hatch, and everything is. I don't know. Everything's back. It's. I'm sorry, my brain's kind of in a mess right now.
I get it. The hatch kind of does that to you. So everything's back in place. Did you see anything? Did you hear anything? Is there any indicator that anything might have been like woken up or just anything like that at all? Because the blood, I'm still a little kind of curious about why there was blood that you had on you.
I don't know what you're thinking. I didn't like. Angelica's safe. Angelica's like
Angelica, the blood sacrifice
in the infirmary. Something happened while we were down there. Remember how I heard a voice? When we were fighting Nesca, I heard a voice. I didn't have any reference for anything. I figured, everyone's hearing voices nowadays, and it helped me. And so we took care of Nesca. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
When we went back to Isithil, I had asked Semilai about it. And, they suggested that, I go back with someone else. And when we went down to the hatch, I didn't mean to. I tried, because she wasn't letting go of the necklace, and she looked like she was having another vision, and so I cut the leather strap of the necklace to try and get her to drop it, and she got hurt. And I figured, hey, that voice helped you before, maybe it can help you again. Like, I didn't know what the voice was, and so I asked for help. And I don't know what the final result is. I won't know until Angelica wakes up, and I'll ask her then. But I think they helped me. And so when that was all done, I asked the voice what their name was, and they said they were the progenitor. The same thing I think that Integrity's dealing with now.
That's her. That's her patron. Fuck. Okay. Did it ask you to do anything for it? Did it try to make you like promise anything or just anything like that?
It started talking about things, and I left. I left with Angelica. I got her back to the infirmary,
Okay.
and then I met up with all of you.
Okay, so you left. You didn't agree to anything. The things are put away. Everything's safe. Everything's okay.
Everything's put away. I want to check on Angelica tomorrow, and I figured that if Angelica was fine, we would never have to have a conversation about it. And then you started asking things, and now we're here.
I shouldn't have shown her that fucking tattoo. I shouldn't have. Okay, well, it wouldn't have been a good idea to keep this a secret, Serenep. I mean, if it's offering people things, if it's... I mean, we have to make sure she never goes back in there, right? I mean, you know, provided she's okay.
I talked to her. I want to talk to her some more once she's awake. I'm not going to jump into a contract before I know everything that's going on. I'm not going to...
No, I know you wouldn't. I'm scared if it offered you something, you know, if she were to go back or if she were to tell anyone about the place, someone else could go back, and that would be really, 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 really bad.
I mean, the only big reason that she knew about the place was, you know, because we all, split up, and you had gone to Nesca, and we had to, you know, check with Teb about things. But I talked to her. I'm going to talk to her some more when she wakes up, see if everything is as they said and that she'll be fine now. Like I said, I'm not going to agree to something before I know everything.
I mean, you're not going to agree to it at all, right?
A knock at the door, and you hear your dad's voice, Mira, go, Mira, are you coming?
Yeah, 1 minute, Dad. Sorry, I just had to talk to Serenep about school. Serenep, I have to go, but you're okay, right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, let's talk about this more later. Just don't listen to anything any of these people tell you. I know you know. I know you weren't there the first time. Let's not do anything. Let's not do anything that could possibly provoke anything that could wake any of these people up. Anything. Just check on Angelica and make sure she doesn't say anything, please. I have to go, but hey, thanks for a good dinner.
Yeah, of course.
And Mira, you leave. Yogg stands there, a stack of plates in their hands, Serenep, as you sit at the table. What's Serenep's body language? What's she feeling right now in this moment? What does she look like to outside observers, and what's she feeling?
She's very much dressed as usual. I think just everything that happened tonight, she's sort of just sitting back in the chair after Mira has stepped out of the, she kept herself sitting straight up and smiling, and then once Mira's out of the room and the door is closed, she just kind of sits back in her chair. She's kind of just staring down at her hands, and she's just kind of, in her head, she's kind of thinking about everything that the progenitor had said, and then she's thinking about everything that Integrity is going through right now, and she's just kind of stuck in a loop of all these events that have happened recently.
Yes.
And trying to find solutions and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
She's just kind of stuck.
Okay. In that case, Yogg standing here carrying quite a few plates as well as some serving implements will, after 2 minutes of silence and just staring at you, waiting for something, will just go, I will bring these back to the kitchens. Thank you.
Right.
Or thank you for letting me watch over the dinner.
Yes, of course.
Would you like me to recount this conversation to Winsler? I have stored it inside of myself for access and playback.
I think it'd be best if Mira or I decide later on, maybe, but if everything's fine with Angelica, then it's the conversation never happened. So we'll keep it like that, okay?
Very well.
And
have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much for helping with getting everything here and cleaning up. I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Thank you very much. And thank you for petitioning the headmaster for me. And they'll like bow slightly, as much as they can, like hinge at the hip kind of bow while holding a giant stack of plates, and then hurry out of the room.
Yeah, she'll like hold the door and everything for him, and
Yes.
she'll wave goodbye.
Yes. Wonderful. In that case, Serenep, you sit around your room, maybe on your bed or in a chair, like mulling over this kind of cyclical train of thought that you have been having, that you already described, and eventually can go off to get some sleep. Integrity Idleberry.
Yes.
What do you you're just going back to your room with your mother and 2 sleeping siblings?
Yes. I'm gonna
Okay.
throw them into the bed. Not like casual throw them, but gently put them to bed
Like, suplex them.
and put a
Okay.
blanket
Sack of
over
potatoes.
them and make sure that they're
Time to say goodnight.
comfortable. And maybe like I could ask Ida to like stay a little, because I know that Enora really likes her face being tickled as she sleeps. So I'm going to ask Ida to like run her soft tail on Enora's face as she sleeps.
Make an animal handling check.
Uh-oh.
Get slapped in the face. So that's 16 plus 0. 16.
Okay. In this dim light, Ida begins to, like dim candlelight, Ida begins to swish the 9 tails back and forth, presumably just across Honora's face, Integrity Idleberry. And you and your mother can like get into the small sleeping setup that you have, which is just a blanket on the ground with a blanket over it to sleep and some pillows. And she will say to you, your friends are very nice. It was a very nice evening to have like a chance to speak with other adults. I mean, I speak with other people, but not in the context of just selling them things. So it's different. But to just be able to sit down and have a nice dinner with people and not worry about business or anything else was very refreshing. And they all seem very nice. Even your friend Winsler, who at the first meeting I was a bit worried about, but his parents seem very level-headed and down to earth, and I'm sure it's just a rebellious youth kind of thing.
Large-scale vandalism.
Yeah, they've
I'm glad she doesn't know about all the other stuff I've done.
they've been nothing but good influences to me. I've learned a lot from them. I mean, like Winsler and Serenep, they're both at the top of our class. So I think that their knowledge and brains help pull me up because, you know, I'm an average Jane.
I think you're above average. You wouldn't be here otherwise, right?
Thank you so much for believing in me. I didn't think that I would do so well here, but I feel like I've found a good place for me.
I'm glad that you have a place that you can be you in and not feel like you need to do what me or your father want. That's not to say that we don't want you here. That's just to say that you're finding your own path, not doing what your older brother's doing and not doing what me and your father are doing. And I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I just wish you wouldn't dye your hair.
Okay, yes. I dyed it.
It reminds me of when you were a little kid, like younger than Honora, and you would always say that you hated the color of it and you wanted it to be my hair color or someone else's hair color. And that always made me so sad to hear because I think that, like I said already, I just want you to be yourself, Integrity.
Well, what I've learned while being here is that I can be happy in my own, you know, like hair and my own skin. I don't think I ever really thought, at least now at this moment in time, that I wanted a hair like yours or anyone else's. I actually colored my hair to sort of express the change that I've been experiencing while I'm here. I've grown a lot, Mom.
I can tell.
Speaking of that, I actually got offered a job during the winter break.
Oh, I thought you meant permanently, like drop out of school kind of job.
Oh, no.
My stomach sank for a second.
No,
With who? Doing what? Is it reputable?
I'm sure that you've heard of Crow Mercantile.
Yes.
Well,
everyone knows Crow Mercantile if you live in a city with more than 7 people.
Well, yeah, you get the joke. But Professor Crow actually offered me and Mira and Serenep and Winsler's roommate to go up to Troil and do a winter internship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's paid.
And so you'll be there all winter break? You won't come?
It's a 2-week excursion.
Okay.
But I will definitely go back to see Dad and
because I know your dad and your older brother and your friends were all excited to come see you and you know.
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah,
I'm pretty missable.
Okay, I'll write them tomorrow just so that it's not a surprise in a couple of weeks when you're only there for a few days. Okay. Is there a post office or somewhere I can send mail on campus? Or do I just give it to someone? We're doing like this to the... I'm going out with your friend's parents tomorrow to see everything and leave you all alone. So I can probably just write it in the morning and then send it off sometime.
Well, okay, if you go to the courtyard and yell, "Hey, birdie, birdie, hey, birdie, birdie," a bird will come to
like
you.
18 birds land on your windowsill outside, and you just start hearing them go, "Ay,
Oh my god!
Oh no! You summoned
and
them
like
the fan
fighting.
club.
If you yell that at the courtyard and give
I can't
them...
hear you. Sorry, the birds are like. Is it these ones? They're really good at this. I'll just have to do that tomorrow. Ay.
I'm gonna stare at the crows that are standing, or like not standing but flying outside my window.
Oh, they're perched on the little windowsill outside. Yeah, a couple of them are like tapping.
I'm gonna give them a stink eye and just be like, "Please don't bother us. We're having a moment here." But if you call that, there's this orange fiery bird that will come up to you, and you can give it the letter, and it will send it for you.
Okay.
Is it a chicken?
Sure.
It's called Tweeter.
Tweeter.
Let me write this down.
Beautiful.
It was that easy, and Mira never once sent a letter home.
Oof.
Damn.
It was that simple.
Well, what are you gonna
Gotta
do?
stay off Twitter, you know?
Yeah, you gotta like disconnect from the birds every once in a while.
Disconnect from
Otherwise, the
bird.
letters just get to be too much. And when you reach like that number of like 10,000 different letters from people, the entire thing just becomes
Just
unusable.
Winsler... Or, sorry, I didn't even finish the freaking scene. Jesus. My mind.
One scene
is
at a time.
Sweating to death. One scene at a time. Don't jam scenes together. Don't jam plots together. These are our guiding principles.
Don't smush
Gotta-
timelines together.
You gotta
Don't
jelly them.
smush.
Whoops. We failed step 1.
Integrity, you tell your mother this. She seems to take note. She physically takes note of this so as not to forget in the morning. And then she'll say, speaking of not being with you or your siblings tomorrow and just going and it being parents only, you're sure you're okay with taking care of them for the day?
Oh yeah, like you deserve a break. I know that they're a handful, and I want you to see the place without 2 kids bothering you and pulling at your skirt or something.
Okay. And you'll be sure they don't get lost or like snatched into a wagon or something. Like there's a lot of really suspicious people around, and it's just, I know that you have other things to focus on, and you're like, and she shrugs at you.
Yeah, I can take care of them. I really miss them a lot too, so I'll probably take them around and buy some toys and maybe some snacks.
Okay.
I'm going to show them the ropes. I'm
But not too
probably
much,
also going to-
please. I think your sister ate too much pie. She had like a third of the pie earlier. So please, 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 please. She's been eating way too many sweets every single day we've been here. I just look away for 2 seconds. She's grabbed something else, and then I have vendors yelling at me, you owe me 5 copper pieces for that. And I have no control.
Okay, I'll make sure to also give her salty food. I'm joking, Mom. Mom, I'm joking.
And I think on that, we'll leave the idle berries. You two can get sleep eventually. The conversation dwindles down, and your mother does get some peaceful sleep. Integrity, there's a nagging feeling in the back of your head, like hooks being pulled into your head. Ever since you were sitting outside of Crow's office in the waiting hallway, you've had this feeling of like hooks in your head pulling your attention.
Interesting.
But nonetheless, you can get a sleep. Winslow Wallaby, you head back to your room with your parents. You arrive back there to find Kurt, who is seated at his table. He looks slightly recuperated, and he will turn to you. Still, by slightly recuperated, I do not mean entirely well slept. I mean that he seems to have slept for like 2 hours, and he'll look at you, Winsler, and go, "That was we should have really prepared for that. I could have built like I could have just put a chain on it or something, or turned it to stone, or literally done anything at all to stop you from grabbing it immediately. But good game, Winsler."
Yeah, good game, Kurt. I'm
You
a
guys
little sorry. I'm a little sorry about that.
No, it's totally fine. I mean, I got to go sleep after, so honest, I was not in a state, I think, to be dueling, and just the stress of it. I just heard prize money and my brain just shut off, honestly. Like like, have you seen, and he like has the armor that he was wearing in front of him, Winslow, this like half plate with like a mesh helmet that was like he was wearing during the duel. And he like points out a couple of things that to your eye seem just like regular joining of metal, and he'll go like, all the craftsmanship here is just shoddy. It was in the middle of it was middle of the night last night, and I was just finishing it up. I think like if someone hit me too hard, it just would have collapsed or something. Anyways, so thanks for. I mean, it'll be ready for like the spring. Dueling, right? And you could help me if you wanted. We could work on it.
Kurt, I'm gonna need you to stop right there. You're kind of going on a tangent. I do have some good news though. So me and my friends went up to have
the prize money with me.
Well, I wasn't exactly sure if we were gonna get that far, but if we do get that far, I can see what I can do. But that's not it.
Is it not? What do you mean it's not? Well, honestly, I was going to say it because I do have doubts about you getting the prize money too. Did you all stick around for the other fight?
No, we didn't. You're going off on your tangents again.
Winsler,
I need to
No. But so since like Dessa's team's not here, they're still in Isithil. It's been like a couple weeks, so that's scary. Fenwick seems to be worried, but not saying that much about it. But that's besides the point. What is not besides the point was their team was supposed to get just like Gunal's team was supposed to just get a free pass, Winsler, and so presumably
right.
fight the four of you. They had to duel something tonight.
They did?
Oh my gosh, you should have seen it. It kept me. I was awake immediately. It was like this cool steel moving mass. It looked like it was made of like this moving liquid steel, Winsler. It was like some automaton of sorts. It didn't seem alive or sentient in the way like the Jeeds or Yogg is, but it was being controlled by someone. but it absolutely thrashed them.
I wish I was there to see it, but we had something very important to go do.
I'm sure, but I'm just warning you that you took us out with that, but I'm kind of actually severely worried for you all.
Right.
And I thought you should know.
Can I please get on with what I want?
Sure, if whatever you're saying is more important than trying to save your chances of getting any prize money, Winsler.
Crow Mercantile wants me and you to go up to Troil for 2 weeks in winter break and teach their workers how to make a golem. They're gonna pay you.
How much?
We're getting $500 just for going up there and staying for the 2 weeks, and then we're getting an extra $100, and that's supposed to go towards $100. Never mind.
No, that's staying.
Dollars.
We call gold dollars back home.
Gold is their dollars.
And we're getting another
$100.
100 for school supplies and such, but what they want us to go up there and do is they want us to go and teach them how to make golems.
When you say the words 500 gold pieces, Winsler, the chain helmet that he was holding in his hands just like drops and clinks to the ground, and he just looks shocked. You carry on, and he goes, and like starts like sitting around his chair, and he goes, like, when? Winter?
They want us to go up to Troil for 2 weeks in the winter break.
Do you have the plans?
About that, I'm gonna show him my spell book and show him the burnt
Like
pages.
the scorched out pages. He, while you're like rooting through your spell book, like pulls apart things on his desk and like holds up some like piece of paper that had like all of your specifications for like the pieces of metal that needed to be bent and cut and all those like physical dimensions of it, like essentially the cut list and weld list, and he just holds it up and it's just covered in grease and like this weird translucent like oil and then like some stains from food and stuff, and like
Oh my God.
only the top that says Golem cut list, do not break is written and is legible. The rest is just like mushed up, and he just
We're fucking hopeless.
Are we just gonna wing it? I don't. I was in a trance like the entire semester just working on Yogg.
This isn't something that we can really wing it, but I'm gonna be doing stuff. I'm gonna be doing stuff tomorrow. I'm gonna be going to the archives tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try and look for that book that had all that information in there before. Cause what I had in my spell book was only copies. So if I can find the original book.
Do you not have a fireproof spell book or something, Winsler?
I'm not that wealthy, Kurt.
That's you should.
I can't afford to put fireproof branding on my book.
Can we not make something? Oh, what if when we're at Crow Mercantile, can we like use their stuff? Or
I'm gonna assume they might let us use their equipment. I'm not sure.
His eyes are like dinner plates as he says, we should just make some, just testing the waters of, testing out the cool, sophisticated equipment and see if we can't make anything like a fireproof spell book. Who wouldn't want to sell that in a catalog, right?
Headmaster Crow himself wants us to make golems. That's the only reason that we're going there in the first place.
We can make golems in a week, though.
Well, we're just helping their workers understand how to make a golem themselves. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be demonstrating the steps and providing them with the information so that they can engineer them themselves.
Do it themselves. Yeah. We'll just give them the brief overview of the process and design. And I'm sure they're smart, right? They can figure it out.
I'm certain they can follow directions.
They could maybe even refine things, and then we could bring things back and fix some stuff on Yogg.
Yogg's perfect.
There's nothing wrong with
You're
him.
right, Yogg is perfect.
How dare.
So, plan is I'm gonna be going and finding that book. I'm gonna be taking it, and once we get those plans, we'll be all good. We'll be all fine.
You should make a backup copy of it also, though, and like keep it somewhere that it will not light on fire.
I'm also gonna make a second copy. Don't worry.
Okay. We can't.
The fact that my spellbook caught on fire was just a unfortunate happy accident.
Winslow, the only job
That happens all the time.
Winslow, the only job I've ever had was working in a freaking. I sorted files, like not for like clerical work, but not like the holy kind, like at an office,
Right.
like a harbor front, right?
How did that go?
It paid 10 silver a week, and that's the
That's-
best
that's
job I've
pretty
ever had.
good.
I know, and you're telling
That's
me.
pretty good.
So what I'm saying is we cannot, by any means, screw this up.
That's why you're gonna need to be completely rested. You're gonna need to be focused. We're gonna need full attentive, full strength,
attentive.
ultra instinct Kurt.
Kurt nods. He's very
Good
receptive
episode
to
title.
this. Ultra instinct Kurt.
Ultra Instinct Kurt.
I have a button for that, and then like pushes like under his desk.
Makes a
He'll
coffee
he'll be
maker.
nodding. He'll be nodding and say, okay. I'll get sleeping tonight, and we'll get like 6 hours, 5 hours a day, and then we'll be set by the time winter rolls around. Right? We'll be like deficit made up, ready to go. You go get the book. I'll go try to find if I have a copy somewhere jammed in some sort of cupboard or something from where maybe I told a professor what I was making. Maybe they have a list. I don't know, Winsler. I didn't tell them. I just told them I wanted brass. And they said, what do you need brass shoulders for? And I said, I just want them.
That's what I like about the professors. They don't really prod into any of your business.
They don't ask any questions. It seems kind of sketchy.
It is a little
But
sketchy,
honestly,
but you know what? We're kind of sketchy ourselves, so it works
makes
out.
life way easier.
It does.
Chrome Mercantile seems that kind of way too, which is why I think we could probably get away with the fireproof spell book. I can finish my wand thing, and just the one that like cracks them and switches them. You remember that?
I remember
right?
that. Yeah,
Anyways,
definitely needed some refining.
I will get to bed now.
Yeah, please get to sleep. You've literally been awake for like longer than 24 hours at this point. I'm certain.
He stands up and like falls off kilter and stumbles over to his bed, Winsler, and will just go to bed. It's magical. Kurt is either impossible to go to bed, as in he's just restless, Winsler, or he immediately just falls asleep. There's no in between on that where he sleeps like, a regular person might, which is to say at a regular time when they just feel a little bit tired, right?
We're gonna fuck this up so bad. We're gonna fuck this up so bad.
I can't wait for like Instructor Wall to be in front of a crowd of like 500 people.
I'm gonna need.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna need 2 footstools.
I don't know Wizards.
It's the security hat, but he taped on the word
Instructor.
Professor Instructor.
Hey, have you ever seen my job and thought, I could do that?
All the
guess what?
time.
Now you can. You can ask the cast members questions. Oh, same kinds that
damn.
I always do.
On Conversations and Catapults, if you don't know who Nathan is.
Yes, this is Nathan.
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Nathan. I do Conversations and Catapults, a totally different
Wow.
show.
better-
I can't believe it's
arguably better
Nathan from CNC.
That's right. And I'm
How
here
did
to
you get
tell
in here?
You can have a chance to try out my job of asking the cast questions. All you have to do.
Really?
That's right.
Wow.
All you have to do
That's
is
right.
write in to Trials and Trebuchets, either Trials and Trebs on Instagram and Twitter, or you can
Yes.
use the link in this episode description. Go on our Discord and just send in a question there.
But generous host
Yes.
Nathan, what if people want to financially support us and ask us questions at the same time?
Well, in that case, I think I would have to direct them to patreon.com/Trials and Trebs. There, you can start supporting us financially and ask us questions for this upcoming mailbag. I don't know why.
It's just
supposed to
like
do a
writing a
southern
letter to
accent there.
Santa.
Except there's 6 of them.
And we pay Santa.
I want to know that they know I exist.
We know that you exist. What are you talking about?
And what's the date by which we have to receive those questions so that we might answer them? Hi, Luke here. Also
God.
a member of Conversations and Catapult.
Get out of here, Luke. We're here for Nathan.
Nathan only.
Kind of. You know, Luke, I was looking over my busy hosting schedule, and it looks like I'm all booked up for the rest of the year, except for one date, October 17th.
Oh my gosh.
Do you think we can have
Whoa.
those in by then?
I'll do my very, very darndest to make all the questions so that we can answer them.
Perfect.
to make your life
Shh,
easier.
they can't know it's only you writing the questions. We need other people to
Every
be
year it's
encouraged.
only been Luke writing.
We just
these
make up a bunch
questions.
of
Doesn't
fake
Santa
names.
have elves to help them with that?
I mean, to be fair, with the amount of times we forget to read people's names, it's probably Luke who wrote them.
Oof.
Hey, can one of y'all give me a good example of like what a good question looks like, and then an example of a bad question?
Where do you live?
That's a good question.
That's a bad
Don't
question.
ask that question.
What was your inspiration?
How many chicken
for
nuggets?
The character.
How many chicken nuggets can you eat in 1 hour? That's a good question. Someone please
Why are
ask
you
that one.
Canadian?
Wait, what?
All examples of good questions. If you have a good question that fits the likes of these, ask it. Or you could ask a bad question, like, what were you thinking about in this scene?
What is your motivation for this character? Shit question. Don't ask it. Horrible.
Why
Don't ask
us where we
Nesca?
live.
Question mark?
Yeah. Do you think Nesca would...
What do you
Yes.
think hell is like?
Who's in charge of hell?
That's
Don't
Lem.
ask questions like that. Only questions about chicken
We can't
nuggets.
answer those kinds of questions.
Get them
How
in by
many worms
October
can
17th.
you put in your mouth while being able to say chubby bunny?
Where is Rock Jerry?
Or else Nathan will have a hard time, and Nathan will have to make all the questions.
It's true. I already have to do questions for the other show. Don't make me do them for this one too.
fucking arduous. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I hope you enjoyed the rest of this
Thank
episode.
you.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay. So, Mira.
Oh shit. What's up?
Yeah. You, I presume, return home with your parents up to your dorm room, which is markedly smaller than your friends' dorm rooms by all accounts. And Alina's not here. Her bed's very tidily made and everything is put away. A shock to the system, I think, when you first walk in.
Her parents were coming. She probably had to like go into oh shit, my parents are coming mode.
There's a note on your desk, in fact, that says to Mira, and then you can unfold and
Okay.
open it, and it just says, "Out with my parents. Do not know when I am coming back. R.I.P. me, Alina."
Oh.
Incredible. Poor Alina.
And so, is there any conversation you make with your parents, just generally, not any specifics? Is there anything you wanted, or if there's a specific thing you did want to talk to them or ask them about? This now can be the time, but.
I don't think there's a specific thing. I think she would probably just be like telling her parents as they kind of walk back, like little interesting pieces of information about her friends. Like, oh, Sarah Neth showed up late. She likes this. This is what Windsor's like. This is what Integrity's like. Here's like a cool thing we all did together.
Yeah.
Just sort of
We all joined
telling them
the
about
safety club
swim.
together. Do you tell her about?
I threw a party once.
Yeah,
they were
I was gonna say,
here.
do you tell her about them about the
Headmaster
planning committee?
died.
Yeah, I think she would mention all of the clubs she's in.
Okay.
And the planning committee, and then she'd be like, oh, and Bailey is on it, and like he's the worst, and like
Okay.
nothing, no sewer secrets or anything like that, but a lot of the more mundane school life stuff I think she would be
Okay.
talking about.
Okay. So this happens. Your mom does inquire a couple of times, just prodding you for a few more details. But it's about relatively minor stuff. Her like investigator hat has been taken off for the evening, it seems, and it's more just general inquiry. And you can all sleep for the night. Your arm kind of burning the whole evening.
The
And
progenitor
you
is
can't
slithering.
really you
Ew.
can't really get into a deep sleep because that arm, it just keeps like every 15 minutes or so, it almost feels like it throbs. Like, have you ever had like a back spasm where your whole body jolts?
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like that, where your fingers will all just stick out of their own accord, as if like some signal just shot through your arm. And accompanying that is a heat that radiates out from it. And the way it radiates, it almost feels like a single drop of water's falling on your arm, like a drop of water on a still pond, and that wave just going out, like that kind of feeling every 15 minutes, to the point where you can't quite get to sleep. It's just keeping you up. Is there anything you wanted to do?
I think with Mira's arm sort of acting up, one thing that she might sort of try to like maybe do is like grab like a sock or something and try to like wrap it and see if that maybe puts a little bit less pressure on it, or just like tries to get it to calm down a little.
as you wrap it, starting with your fingers or starting with your fingers or forearm, it might, or your elbow rather, it might make a minor difference.
Forearm, I
Okay,
think.
forearm then. Starting with your forearm, you're wrapping it here in the dark, a bit of light coming in through the window, but not that much due to the time of year. And you take this long sock and begin to wrap it, and it covers up first like the 99% finished tattoo of Kurorigami perched upon your other tattoo, which in the light of the night almost looks deep, like it looks like it goes into your arm, like a cutout almost in a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, I see.
And as you sit there and wait, you see it fully just throb as this wave of heat washes over it again.
If I kind of like run my fingers over it, does it feel deep, or is that just the appearance?
As you run your fingers over it, your right hand gently touching your left forearm, the plush material on your prosthetic kind of just gently grazes across the top of it. And when it does, your left hand just just closes into a fist with only the index finger remaining and pointing towards the wall.
Is it pointing at something, or is it just pointing?
Make either survival or history. Survival for just orientation, and history to just know where buildings on campus are.
Let's go with history.
Okay.
Survival as in time to survive.
Survival
Your hand
as in
turns
you
into
will
a snake
die.
again.
Oh shit!
Is that nat 20?
That is it is. Plus
Holy
one.
shit,
Nice.
Mira, all those history
Mira.
classes.
Hey!
It's pointing across
Started
campus.
from the bottom now.
It's pointing across camp through your wall across campus, through the dining hall. That's not where it's pointing. Is it pointing at the evocation building? No, it can't be pointing at the evocation building. It's pointing at the building just adjacent to it, a small building currently with swing open style saloon doors. The infirmary. It seems to be pointing you at.
Uh-oh.
Well, I can't get any sleep tonight, and I know that Angelica is in the infirmary. Honestly, I think I might just like grab a coat and like see if I can head out to the infirmary and find Angelica.
Okay. Is it just a coat, just a random coat, or is it your yellow coat?
I might as well grab my yellow coat.
Okay. You don a coat of neon yellow rat tails and swan feathers and head out the door. It's cold out here with the wind blowing fairly fiercely, Mira. You feel the onset of winter once more. It might remind you of a few days spent in Isithil when the snow was falling and the cold set in. And you walk past like not the apple cider stand, as in the apple cider stand, but a different like apple bobbing stand where they happen to sell cider, and their just bright red sign just throws you back to that red splash on snow when like just the thoughts of winter even approach. And you rush on from that and head quickly towards the infirmary. You open. Or what did you want to do? Did you just want to walk in calmly? Did you want to peek in? There are windows. Your arm...
Is the door locked, or can I just go
The door swings open and shut. You see, or you hear as you're walking up towards it, one person yell out like, "All right, see you tomorrow. I'm heading home for the night. Make sure to I think there's like 3 people in there who their arms are just falling off. They drank some lemonade and just their arms just keep turning to water. So just keep hydrating them."
Winsler. how
Oh
could you do
no.
And then they'll like wave. The door swings behind them. You hear some people say bye from inside. The sounds of other infirmary workers, healers, Mira. All the while, by the way, your left hand is just pointed, which might be a very suspicious sight for anyone who might see you.
Yeah, I think I might almost be like holding on to my left arm with my other hand, just like on the top of the forearm, just trying to like keep it down so that it doesn't look so weird. And I think I'm just gonna kind of enter. And is Angelica? Do I see her immediately, or is this one of these situations where I have to go to some kind of front desk and be like, "Hi, I'm here to see a patient"?
I'm fairly certain it is an open kind of room. You do see her when you walk in, just dumped on the left. Not dumped. Sorry, that was a very rude way of saying it, Sarah. Now,
Dumped.
I did not
a
dump
bed.
her in a bed. Excuse you?
On a bed on the left, Mira. You do see her. One of the attendants looks up from the front desk and says, we're really busy right now, so if you have a problem, I know it's like, is it an emergency? Is it your arm? Did something happen to your arm? Why are you holding it like that? Is it?
No. Well, yes, but no. I'm actually just here to see someone else here. I'm here to see Angelica. I'm just pointing right over there so that you know which person I'm talking about.
That really simplifies. You could feel free, yeah. As long as you're not hurt, go on over. Or contagious?
No, not hurt, not contagious. All good.
There's been some sort of like snake bite thing going around, but there's
Oh,
like 2 people now.
Yeah, right. I don't come bearing snake bite.
Okay. But if you do hear about anyone else getting bit and then biting someone else, just let us know. We released a guy from here the other day, and he just walked straight out the door and just bit someone.
Just with his mouth?
Just with his mouth.
Snake vampires.
Okay. I'll let you know then.
He got dragged
Thanks.
off campus. This is probably too much information. Got to get dragged off campus. It's a safety concern. That's why I'm telling you. Just be on the lookout for it.
Okay. I'll be on
And wear
the
like a
lookout.
scarf.
Okay.
Do we have like a
that's-
snake zombie vampire problem now? The hell?
I love
He's
this.
a were snake now.
When the moon is full, you turn into a snake.
What the fuck?
Mira.
I'm gonna go up to Angelica
Okay.
in the
She
bed in
has-
which she has been dumped.
Okay. She has a gray blanket draped over her. Some heat coming off of it as if it's there to keep her warm or do something else, Mira. And then like on her bedside table, there's like a tray with some like a couple of things of food. Like there's a scone and like a little bowl of stew that is completely untouched, as well as a glass of water that's completely untouched. And she's just lying there in the bed, eyes shut, and just breathing heavy and sweating. You're pointing straight down at her now.
If I like sort of tap her gently on the shoulder with that arm, is it going to like, will it recognize that I'm here? It can stop pointing. My fist can unclench. If I kind of like give her that almost like wake up tap.
With your left arm?
With my left arm, yes.
Oh no.
You tap her on the shoulder, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Okay.
And thank you.
That's a 10 plus. What's my wisdom saving throw? Oh, nothing. 10.
Okay.
I'm not wise.
In that case, Mira, you tap Angelica Lindman, lying in this bed unconscious, on the shoulder, and you feel like you just got hit. Not hit in the stomach. It's not the right way of saying it, because it's not a physical reaction. It's completely in your own head. You feel your brain as if your brain got winded, right? Like just like just maybe a like whiplash would be a good way of describing it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And Angelica Lindman lying in the bed looks up at you. Her eyes blink open very quickly, and she'll look up at you. She looks different, though. She has higher cheekbones. She still has that dark hair. And as the longer you stare down at her, the more you realize that it doesn't look like Angelica. It's that kind of thing where your brain's kind of putting pieces of different things together, the kind of way it does in a dream where you're thinking, this person is here, but they can't be here and they can't look like that and all these other things, right? And as you look at Angelica, she looks more and more and more and more like Empress Terrassus, who not lying in a bed in an infirmary, but lying in a very, very regal-looking bed in some stone room, some far, far place away, will look up at you, almost worried for a moment, and say, Mira, I've been waiting for you to get in contact with me for so long.
What? You've been waiting for me? What's happening?
And she will start to try to get out of bed. And you see that as she tries to even pull the covers back, she can't even do that, as if her arms are failing her. The strength is not there. And you blink a couple of times. What do you do?
I think I might almost like instinctively sort of like go to her and like maybe move the covers, not necessarily in like an I want to help thing, but just in a like this is my immediate physical instinct kind of moment as I'm also orienting myself.
Yeah, someone in front of you looks like they're struggling, and your just immediate reaction is like, oh, like, let me get those, right? As you do that and like move forwards, you hear a voice behind you that yells out and goes, please don't mess with the patients. She's still sleeping. And you look over your shoulder, and you're in the infirmary again. And that attendant is raised their hand at you, and you look back down, and you've just pulled the covers back from over Angelica Lindman, who just looks like Angelica Lindman lying in that bed.
What?
Are you sure you didn't get bit by something?
Sorry, I just, she looked like she was, overheating. Sorry, don't worry about me. Is Angelica conscious at this point?
She looks the same as she did before. Eyes, not even just eyes shut like she's sleeping. They look like they're like clenched shut. Like you might do when you're going to jump underwater.
Fingers still pointing?
Fingers not pointing anymore.
I think in the moment, what I might try to do is almost like grab her by the shoulder again, and I want to see whether that triggers another vision or whether that wakes her.
You grab her. Is it like more energetic this time? I don't want to say hostile.
Yeah.
But is it more
not
energetic?
In like a hostile, like fucking wake up way, but almost in like, hey, in the way
please.
You'd wake your friend up if they were.
Yeah. You push her shoulder, and she just like gets pushed over in the bed. The attendant goes, are you just going to keep trying to wake her up? Because she's really not awake, and she's not in a state, I think, to be woken up right now. There seems to be some sort of something on her. And if you continue to bother the patients, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Right. No, sorry. I just thought I could maybe give her a hand if she could tell me what was going on. But I guess she won't be woken right now.
You could make a medicine check to make your own mind up about what you know, Mira.
Yeah, let me
If
try
you
that.
slap her, she'll
Well, my luck's coming back around because that's a 1 + 1.
Oh,
shit.
God.
Oh, my gosh.
Mira, Angelica Lindman might be dead.
No.
You should really be checking up on her, though, because, like, what if she's dead?
The person, like, went to, like, when you were like, I'll leave them alone, they, like, shook their head and went back to, like, filling out some paperwork and taking, like, a sip of tea. And then when you say that, they, like, and spit the tea out, and you hear a bunch of it pour on the ground as they go, is she not breathing? And they, like, grab a clipboard and rush over to you with a bunch of, like, with a clipboard and a handful of, like, little potions and salves. And they go, is she not breathing? Hold this once. What's your name?
Mira.
Mira, hold this. And they'll just dump 2 potions in your hand and then, like, begin, like, doing a couple of vital sign checks. And then literally they'll stop themselves and just look at her, and she's breathing, and will look back at you and say, did you come here, like, at midnight just to, like, play jokes on us?
No. This is a friend of my friend, and I really needed to talk to her, but
you can talk to her when she wakes up, okay?
Okay, but she's gonna wake up, right?
She's gonna wake up. It's fine.
Okay.
Please go get some sleep. I think that you might have not got enough sleep. I think that you're having a hard time.
That's true.
Differentiating reality from whatever's going on in your imagination.
Okay. Right.
So why don't you get out of here, Mira?
Back. Yeah, I'll come back later then. Sorry. And, like, still almost very confused. I think she's almost gonna kind of, like, back out. And, like, has her arm bothered her since she kind of got out of that vision?
Ever since you reached out to grab the covers, your arm feels its regular, fine, sunburnt self, Mira. Even looking down at it, that kind of, like, depth to it is gone and it's just back to being a flat tattoo.
Interesting. In that case, I think heading out, I'm going to sort of make my way back to my dorm and just try to salvage as much sleep as possible for this evening.
You make it halfway back to your dorm, and then you realize you're still holding 2 potions that attendant gave to you. They're amber in color, and you can do with what you want with them. Yeah,
I'll
but
keep
that's
'em.
for next time. Next
I don't think they
episode.
want me to come back.
No. All right. That's it for this episode. Ben, could you give us an outro, please?
Thank you all for listening to this episode of Trials and Trebuchets. I hope you enjoyed how spooky it sounds.
Is it spooky sounding?
It's a little spooky.
Are you saying that just because you're in a very
I'm a
dark
little
room?
spooked, but not just because I'm in the dark right now. If you liked it, please leave a rating and review on our Apple Podcast page. We really love hearing from you, and it also helps to
Yes.
spread the word about the show. We also have our social media pages on Twitter and Instagram at Trials and Trebs. You can see a whole bunch of cool stuff on there, fan art, teasers for upcoming episodes. Lots of cool stuff can be found there. It's like a treasure trove. It's like opening a treasure chest.
is
It's
treasure.
like, whoa, treasure. Really cool.
Yes. It's
We
true.
also have a link to our Discord server, which you can find in the description of this episode. And then you can join it and hang out with a bunch of really cool people who are also fans of the show and do a whole lot
true.
of cool stuff and are just generally cool people. And for those feeling a little extra generous, we also have a Patreon page where you can donate to us and become a patron of our various tiers, which can get you some really cool goodies like DM notes, maps, bloopers, a whole bunch of cool stuff. You might even be able to get a NPC on the show. Who knows?
Yeah, you could. You very well could. And this whole arc might be the last chance for a while at that, folks. Both really and like really.
Legit.
So if you're into that, like genuinely, go for it. Get in there. Get after it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for joining me, friends, in playing. The friends being Ben, Carla, Sarah, and Sam. Sorry, audience member. You are an audience member.
Damn.
But thank you all for playing. I hope that you all tune in next week to just see more of the same. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.